Alright, what is up, everybody? We are playing Pursuit, the mod pack. We are back on the Pursuit SMP today. I am the only one on the server, but that's alright, we got a lot to do. So, unfortunately, last time, we were trying to get our ore tripling our ore tripling to work, and well, it kind of brought down the power of our whole system, our furnace system that we set up back in, I think, episode 7 or whatever. It's recovered now because I haven't been running it, but it just wasn't doing the trick. So we decided that we're gonna need some more power. Now, how do we get power? Well, we know that we can get reactors from power, but we only have the hardened energized steel right now working. Nothing else for the power mod is really going on. So what can we get next in power? Well, here, let me just show you guys the Energizing Orb again so we can check that out. So the uses for this, well, we can get energized steel, which is what we have. Next tier is blazing. Tier after that is Niotic, which uses diamonds, which we do not have an abundance of. And then after that is Spirited, which we need to get to the diamond to get to Spirited, and after that's Nitro. So I thought blazing would be nice to get into, but we don't really have a great source of blaze rods, which brings us back to our mob farm. We can totally get some blaze rods with our mob crusher. Right now it's just been collecting ender pearls and wither skulls, but I think it's time that we switch out the mob duplicator and quit it with this enderman stuff. So I'm gonna free this enderman, if that's even possible. But he doesn't really get to be free. And then next up after that, we want to capture a different mob. And that's going to be the reinforced blaze. Now, why do we choose this instead of a normal blaze? Well, I guess we got to look at the blaze rods because it's not going to show us by the mob. Blaze can drop 0 to 1, affected by looting. This Giddy Blaze, which I haven't come across yet, just drops a blaze rod. And then this guy also just drops a blaze rod. And we could also get blaze armor scrap, which is used in a custom netherite scrap recipe, which isn't too hard once we get our hands on some quartz. So we're going to want to get the reinforced blaze. Now, if you guys remember, I came across a stalwart dungeon that had the spawners for the reinforced blazes, so it should just be one of these spawners. Oh. That was quick. He was quick to that. See, that one is, is affected by looting. Ah, here we go. So we want one of these guys to spawn so we can capture it. I don't know if it'll spawn giving the lighting conditions. I think it will. Just might take a second. Oh, okay, here he is. We're just gonna thank you very much, and then sack of holding that back together. So now the reinforced blaze is within the confines, and I have this elevator, but also, guys, I put in these player filters from Dark Utilities so you can just walk on through. Now these guys are gonna attack me if they're not getting crushed, but now I can copy the contents in here, and the reinforced blazes should be doing their thing. Nice. And we're already getting some. Oh wow. Yeah, now I don't have a space for their drops yet, and they're probably going to the trash bin, so we need to filter that out of there and filter this out of there so that we can collect their goodies. And now we're gonna be getting some of the blaze armor stuff, but it's no good if we can't access it, and we would always have to come down here to get it. So we're gonna actually hook this up to an ender chest from the ender storage mod. And we need some dye to make sure that we are distinguishing that this is our chest. I don't feel like people are really using purple and cyan, so we can just do that twice on each of these, and then just check that they're empty, because no one plays this server. I'm not, see right now, yes, someone has rotten flesh in it, which is fine, but I'm not really concerned about, this interfering. So trick for this now, instead of having to wire our refined storage cables all the way over, we just pop an ender chest. Maybe here's a good spot. And then we need to get an importer. Not too bad. Just break this connection here real quick. Pop the importer down. So now anything that goes in here should go into our system. We can check our system if the grass block went in. Grass, it did. So, how do we get out of here now? Back up here. We don't wire it to the barrel anymore, but we wire it to this ender chest, which I guess we can just put up here. Now, things should be pushing into there and going into the system. So now we go back to our importer and it should be putting things in a stack at a time, which is plenty of speed. I didn't even think, oh, I didn't craft it, did I? Strange little bug it did for us. Okay, whatever, we'll do that then. So now it should be doing okay. Yep, and then we just can reroute this to be a pull. Alright, so that is step one of getting some blaze stuff. Alright, so I have that nice and cleaned up now. Our next goal then is to be able to maintain this essence while we are not standing here by the wither skeletons, because remember, these guys are still only spawning when we're nearby. So to do that, I think we're actually going to just have to get under here a little bit. Was no problem. And so currently we just have this mob duplicator being powered, and then I added some mechanical dirt. Now mechanical dirt is not too hard to make. You just need liquid meat, which we've been collecting a ton of from our cow farm, and then petty machine frame and this stuff. The nice thing about these is that when they're all bordering each other, they will fill each other up with liquid meat and with power. So all we gotta do is give the bottom of one of these power, and then the bottom of one of these some fluids. So let's get those cables, which is great. And then if we just go like this, that has power, and now this one is also getting power. And it's like not going to use a ton of power per tick, where this will be an issue. Next thing we want to do is set up a tank here. Yeah, why don't we just get the elite ones, because we're bougie. Ah, there we go. Fluids, we're going to pull, put in there, and it should hopefully get us back to all the other ones. Now I still have to get out of here somehow. We'll just leave that open for now. Okay, and where do we get all the liquid meat from? Well, for now, we're going to get it from here. So we get our other ender tank, give it a little pink color like this, and let's see if we can't push some liquid meat into here. It's going down into here, maybe. Oh, I know why, because it's filling up all of our mechanical dirt, right? That should be why. Going like 400-ish a tick every so often. Let's just see. Ah, nice. Okay, well this just starts spawning regular mobs now if this is all. Yeah, I see the liquid meat filling on up. And yeah, it's just evenly distributing it to all of the areas. And once the system gets dark enough, which we will be doing now, the bad guys should want to spawn right in front of us. Ah, there we go. There's a witch. Oh, nice. Yep, there's the witch. Drops regular skeleton. Ooh, yeah. Oh, and now our filter is going to be interesting. Because, you know, I mostly am using them for essence, but it would be nice to be able to get some of the drops too. So my solution was that we just make another trash can that is blacklisting more mob drops. So now our essence supply should be doing amazing. I mean, it looks like we are filled to the gills on this, which is great. And our liquid meat is also up there. Now, just in case our liquid meat runs out, we can also set up some more mechanical dirt over here, doing some mob slaughtering to up our liquid meat production. And if that becomes too excessive, that's fine, but I'm just gonna repeat the same process that we did over here on that one. Okay, so I have the thing set up down here now. It is just chock full of liquid meat, but that's okay. We should never be running out of liquid meat. It kind of looks like a mess still, but things are going good. The blaze rods now, we are at over 1,000 in just a few minutes, so that's great. And now we want to get our same setup that we have here with the modular routers, and I don't think I did a great job walking you guys through it last time, so I will make sure to do it this time. We have new power cables now. Decided to go for the hardened setup because it can transfer more energy, which we'll need, and this is all still coming out of our hardened reactor. I also made 9 hardened energizing rods, which all can do 150 energy per tick, and these weren't too hard to make. They just I hate the way it bugs sometimes, but okay, it's good to me. They just you know, it's like you do the starter, and then that takes some quartz, so you gotta get some more quartz, and then these, which we have plenty of hardened iron, so not too bad. So now that we have it like this, we made our new energizing orb, and we can put that I guess it's fine on the ground here. So then, just to test it out, let's get a blaze rod from, or I guess a stack or so of blaze rods, and let's just drop one down here. Okay, so it takes a little bit of time, but that was pretty good. So we got that. I think it's a quest in Tech 2, or maybe it's still Tech 1, to get 8 of these. So pop it in there, and then it'll just do its thing. So it's a modular routerize this. It's gonna be very simple, and we can just put them side by side like this. So you get a modular router and you pop it down like this. Now these routers are just the vehicles. The things that are actually getting the stuff there are these sender and puller modules. So sender, as you can imagine, is going to send an item. The one that we're going to do is blaze rod, and this means that it's only going to do blaze rods. And then we also need a regulator module, which I totally forgot about, which we could make right away. So this regulator module then we put in here, and then we set the amount is 1, which now when it gets 1 blaze rod, it'll just send the blaze rod in there. Oh, I didn't select the inventory. So you shift click. Now that's the inventory. So it sends the blaze rod there perfectly. Gets charged all up. And then we get our crystal, which is sweet, but how do we get the crystal back into like our refined storage system or back into an inventory or something? Well, that's where this puller module comes in. So we whitelist it to be the blazing crystal, which I guess we already had some in our inventory. Whitelist it, and then we pop it in here. Let's give it some speed too, just so it's quick, and these were not that hard to make. And then once again, we have to shift click and put it in here. This is the Mark II module too, so let's just give it a try with this first stack of blaze rods. Pops one in, charges it up, and once we get enough of these blaze, and it takes it right away back to here. I was like, you don't even get to see the animation so quick. Bye. So that's great. And then once, we can upgrade these to hardened once we, to blazing once we get there. But now we have this, and if we still want to run our energized steel, we can run that too. And then, the way that we would cover these back up to look like black concrete is we get our camouflaging. I forget if you just shift click this block Just pop it in here. Now let's camouflage this one. Maybe we could do as a one of these weird looking ones. Nice. So now it's completely hidden. It just goes into the ground. And let's just take this a step further and have it sync up with our refined storage. So the way we can do that is get under here and figure out which one's I think this is the one that's sending, this is the one that's receiving. If we just get a normal logistical transporter, and we get another ender chest, and I forget what color that we were using, but we can just use that same color one that's taking all the mob drops, because that's not getting that backed up right now. It's just cyan and purple, why not? So we get the cyan and purple on the ender chest for this one, this one. You can tell it's right because it hooked up. Oh shoot, I did not mean to use an ender pearl. Cyan and purple. Okay, I forget which order it was. I feel like it was purple on the end and cyan in the middle. Yep, you can tell because the stuff's going in there, which is great. So we hook it up like this. And then let's get this to be on push mode. Or this is on pull mode. This is on push mode. This is an awkward position to be standing in. Here we go. Let's just redo. Oh, it's in wrench mode now. Configure items. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So now we're getting automatic blaze scrap into the system. No problem. That's just the quick and dirty way to do it. Sweet. Alright, well I hope you guys didn't forget that the whole reason we even did all of this crazy stuff was to get more power. Now, while I'm not going for the blazing reactor just now, I am looking to increase our furnace mycelial generator output. And like I always do, we just go a floor below, and what do you know, I made some more. But so in total, we're gonna have 12 times 6, which is 72 of these. And, you know, these are only putting out 80 a tick, which is kind of our bottleneck. Thankfully, the power mod has something called a furnator. So the starter one, yeah, it's not much better than this one. It's only 15 a tick. This one, basic, not much better. 70 a tick. Not much, it's not better, it's not better. This one, 180 a tick, does do better, but blazing is 400 a tick. Now, I did the testing for our charcoal blocks, and this would only get us about 480k forge energy, as opposed to the 1,000,000 that we get. But to be able to have almost, or literally 5 times the output per tick, it's gonna be worth it. It's just to make these, we need all the previous ones, and that takes a little bit of crafting. So we're gonna fill this up with as many furnators as we can, and might even be the earlier tiers if we're really stuck on resources. But I'll let you guys know once we have some more in here, and we're gonna be obviously moving the setup from here down there and make this more of an official factory area. Yeah. Whew. All right, well, I have been a little busy here. So we made some more furnace mycelial generators, and we also made some furnators. Now they're not all blazing yet. I have 8, 9, 10 of them that are blazing, and the rest are still hardened. But it's looking pretty good. It's nice and symmetrical. Now we just need to replicate what we had up here with this logistical transporter setup. And thankfully it won't take very much, and we'll just have to get a diamond barrel or something to be pumping them out. Now I want to try to keep this as symmetrical as possible. Nice. And that pumping out, on. So now let's just test it out with a stack of the charcoal blocks, or a few stacks. If we rip them in here, should start spinning it out equally. Look at that. Oh, getting power, getting power. Good deal. Now I'm going to get muffling upgrades for this on site because it's not fair to listen to that. Yeah, it's the only upgrade you can get. It doesn't use any power, so that's perfect. Okay, now that it is doing that, we need to still get the auto charcoal setup into here, which shouldn't take too much. And then, yeah, we just need to put the ender chest here for symmetrical sake, and then in a secret but also silly way, we will just route it behind to go to the furnace. Oh shoot, and let's disconnect that. And that's already disconnected on the back, and then disconnect this. And this is going to be a little push action, be a little pull action. And now this would, once the input is set to the back, oh, yes! And I put the power cables up here because they do pretty good, and we wanted to be able to walk freely about the cabin. So now, the last thing we have to do is get our lovely energy cube and flux network attached here, which has been completely depleted during the time of getting all this set up. And let's just see how quickly it'll load itself back up, and then I'll actually do the math for you guys and let you know what our actual output is. And just make it like, put the plug back here, and then put the controller like right here. And now, oh my gosh, it's getting so much. This is awesome. Look at that. Oh. And it is definitely taking stuff out of here. So I wonder if we are going to be consuming at a higher rate than we are going to be producing with the charcoal, which then can be a separate issue that we figure out. Hey, how do we get more charcoal blocks? Whew. Okay, guys. So after doing the math and getting the charcoal in here, looks like, you know, right now while it's all trying to get up to a stack, it's gonna be a little bit until we have a surplus of charcoal like we used to. But I did the math, and with 47 furnace mycelial generators, that gets us, at 80 a tick, that gets us 3,807 a tick. With 10 blazing furnators, that gets us 4,000 a tick because it's 400 a tick, and then 15 hardened at 180 a tick, that gets us 2,700, for a grand total of 10,507 RF per tick, which is awesome. And you know, I think it is safe to say that this is the charcoal factory. So yeah, that was a great canvas sign from Farmer's Delight, which is sweet. So guys, we should hopefully have some of our problems with power behind us for the time being. This is, I think, going to be a very robust mid-game power setup, and we still got windmills and a reactor working in our base, but this is going to help us kind of transition into some later game stuff. So, thank you guys for watching today. Big thank you. I know that this isn't really an SMP anymore, it's just kind of been single player mostly, but we're still doing awesome things, and I really appreciate you guys coming along for the journey. So, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.